everybody to Brockton High football. This is Miles Jackson bringing you all the action here at the beautiful campus of St. John's in Danvers. We're at Cronin Memorial Stadium, and along with me is the color man of Brockton, Brian Madden. Brian Madden, we have two 3-0 teams facing head-to-head this afternoon. It looks like it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it's going to be an outstanding battle for both teams. Brockton has already had some tough opponents, but this is St. John's Prep's first official test. Brockton is ranked number 1. St. John's is ranked number 8. And, you know, Brockton is already, this is their third top 20 rival. So this is St. John's first real test.
As you know, Brockton 3-0 again, and they have a balanced offense. Last week they beat Zavarian 21-14, and they used all their weapons, quarterback, running back, McNeil, and Penn. And we got the kickoff. We're going to start this game at about the 10. And here comes Corey Brown. He's got an opening. There he goes up the sideline. He might break it, and he's taken down from behind on an excellent run with great field position in St. John's territory. Corey Brown.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Peter Mugford, he was gone to the house. Excellent Brockton. This is the first real excellent special teams play I've seen them play all year. And that was outstanding. Excellent field position starting at the 41-yard line.
Yep, Corey Brown, a 170-pound senior, has the boxes in St. John's territory around the 40-yard line.
And he had one player to beat, you know, the kicker. And he opted to go towards the inside instead of going towards the outside, which enabled Peter Mugford, the junior, 5'10", 184 pounds, to take him down.
Quarterbacking for the Boxers is senior Jesse Resende, who has 3 touchdown passes and 3 touchdown runs this season. He can do it all. He stops, gets over there to Corey Brown, and he's hit right away at the line of scrimmage by the cornerback there, number 7 for St. John's.
Yeah, Matthew Sullivan. And Matt Sullivan, he was in there. He met him just after he made the reception and took him down for a 2-yard loss.
Yes, indeed. So it'll be second down, around 12 yards to go for the Boxers.
And you know St. John's is really pumped up for this one because last year Brockton came away with a 21-0 victory over the Eagles.
And in the shotgun formation, Resende throws it down the middle. There was some contact. There is a flag. And there was some contact with Corey Brown as he looked around for a flag, and it finally came out of the referee's pocket. So it looks like it's going to be pass interference on St. John's secondary.
Yes. And they'll move the sticks.
So that's a nice early break for Brockton there.
He was open briefly. I believe Nate Thelen was also open on the right side, over by the sticks.
Johnny Ray Barnes, the lone man in the backfield with Resende, and he hands it off to Barnes. He's got a little opening, and he gets about 2 or 3 yards on that play. Nice pursuit by the St. John's defense.
Yeah, and he's taken down again by Peter Mugford, as well as Benjamin Pyburn.
So that'll bring up a second down and about 7 yards to go.
And I see that the shotgun, the center is not getting the ball all the way to Resende. Hopefully he'll get it a little higher.
And
that's better.
Again, shotgun, and a little pitch out there.
Fumble.
And it's a fumble, and it could be St. John's football. The referees are trying to get people off to see whose ball it is. And they're going to call it incomplete.
Incomplete.
So another break for the Boxers there.
Yeah, Brockton is fortunate that was called an incomplete pass. It didn't appear that he had complete control before and he didn't appear to make an official football move before the ball was on the ground. So Brockton fortunate that shovel pass was incomplete.
So they'll bring up a third down and about 7 yards to go for the Boxers. They're about at the 30-yard line, just inside the 30. Resende drops back, looks, and the ball's batted away. And Resende gets his own batted ball in the air.
Jesse Resende caught his own.
He might have got a yard on the play, but it'll be 4th down, and I'm sure it could be a punting situation.
And that just shows you Jesse's athleticism. He saw that ball deflected and just went to where the ball's coming down and was still able to pick up some yards on that.
So it's 4th down and 5 yards to go. The Boxers are going to go for it since they're somewhat deep in St. John's territory. Ball is at the 35-yard line, 25-yard line. I formation in the backfield with Nate Dellin in motion. And it's an option, and St. John stuffs that option right away.
Yeah, and Pyburn took him down quickly, as well as others. St. John's really showed their resiliency defensively to be able to stop Brockton's drive.
Yeah, senior Benjamin Pyburn, number 61, was right in on that play as he met Resende just about at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be St. John's ball. And they hand it off quickly to number 7.
And now the Brockton's defense is ready to show up. There's a gain of about a yard on the play.
Quarterbacking for the St. John Eagles is Scott Darby, a sophomore. St. John's uses a platooning type offense, so we might see another quarterback in there at certain times. Number 33, Patrick Ryan, bounces off a tackle and gains another 3 or 4 yards, close to the 1st down.
And that was excellent run. 77, Ushery, Curtis Ushery, is injured on the play, and he's showing his left leg.
Brockton sure can't afford to lose any of their starters early on in the game.
Yeah, especially someone as important as Curtis Ushery. He had some outstanding play last week, and he's just one of the leaders of the team. So hopefully he'll be okay, and just have a little hiccup here and be able to get back into the game fairly quickly.
As Brockton's medical staff is out there. This is Brockton Community Access Sports, and looks like Ushery is up. Curtis Ushery, 5'10", 265 pounds, senior.
And he's walking off the field of his own power.
A little gingerly, so hopefully
that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. He can shake it off and get back out there.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
So 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. 3 men in the backfield. And they hand it off to number 42, and he's going to be close. It depends on where the referee's going to spot it. And it looks like they're going to give him a hometown spot. Nice defense by the Boxers.
Yeah, it looks like a very generous spot.
Yes, indeed. So that'll be a 1st and 10.
And it appears that St. John's is going to try to just pound it in there and work in the passing offense slowly.
Darby at quarterback. He hands it off to number 7, and he has an opening. It's Matthew Sullivan. Nice hold made by the offensive line there.
Yeah, taken down by Nathan Thelen, as well as a few others.
To be 2nd and about 2 for the St. John Eagles. 6:57 left in this 1st quarter. And they give it again to number 7, and he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down by Jovan Louis June.
And
he only picked up about a yard on
Javon,
that.
he's a pretty big guy, 6'1", 275-pound junior for Brockton.
Yeah, and that's one thing Brockton does. They got some big boys. They definitely have some college-size linemen. Flag on the play.
And they're going to call
illegal
movement.
procedure.
So that'll bring the ball back 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 1, it's going to be 3rd and 6.
Yes.
Makes a big difference.
And up to this point, well, I'll wait till after this play.
Quarterback drops back. He's looking. Has a man open it, and nice play by number 27. Dellin, as he came across safety position and just broke up that pass.
Yeah, and there was 2 of us on the play there. Also, number 38, Michael Murray, was in there defensively as well. He was the one who was covering the receiver. But Thelen gave up his position and came over and almost came away with an interception.
So it'll be 4th down and 6 for the Eagles, and they'll be punting. Back there is Thelen and Brown, Corey Brown, to receive the punt. And it's a terrible kick. Maybe went about 20 yards, and it takes a Brockton bounce, and it'll be down at about the 45 of Brockton. So the Eagles, again, have nice field position.
Yeah, the Boxers are going to have wonderful field position again. And due to that poor kick, that ball pretty much went straight up in the air. Only went about 15 yards. But up to this point, St. John's has really decimated their opponents, scoring over their first 3 games 82 points and only giving up 6 points. Only one team, Peabody, has scored any points against St. John's.
I formation in the backfield for the Boxers, and they hand it off quickly to number 14, McNeil, and he goes nowhere as he's stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage.
And Coach Colombo is trying to mix it up with running and passing plays. And Brockton is fortunate to have that, that option to threaten the air as well as on the ground.
Again, Jesse Resende has 3 touchdown passes to his credit this year. Also 3 running touchdowns, so he's very versatile. Resende rolls out, looks, fires deep, a little short, and almost caught even though it was tipped. If the ball was out there, Brian, that was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Because he had the man beat.
Yeah, Matt Sullivan was able to, fortunately for St. John's, Matt Sullivan is 6'1", and was able to just get a fingertip on that ball. And Thelen wasn't able to come up with the reception.
So that'll bring a 3rd and 10 situation for the Boxers.
Yeah, and had Jesse been able to put a little bit more air under that ball, Thelen definitely was behind the defender and would have been able to go to the house.
Lone man in the backfield is Johnny Ray Barnes. Resende drops back, wants to run, still running. Goes around to the side, still has a little open. He might make it, he just misses the 1st down marker. So it'll be 4th down and about a yard to go inside Eagle territory for the Boxers. So we'll see what Coach Peter Colombo decides to do.
Yeah, he's only about a yard and a half short. And, is Brockton going to continue to go 4 and out? I mean, are they going to continue to go for it on 4th down?
And yes,
and
they are.
It appears they are.
And Boxers are going to call a timeout.
And I feel this is a wise timeout. I mean, if you're going to go for it, such an important series, and to be just over the 50-yard line, that shows you how much respect Coach Colombo has the coach of St. John's, Jim O'Leary. So Coach Colombo wants to try and put some points up on the board, seeing that St. John's has really been very stingy this season. And
yes,
they want to keep control of the ball.
Coach Jim O'Leary does respect Coach Peter Colombo's job that he's done the last 3 years as coach of the Boxers.
Yeah, they have a real admiration for each other.
So 4th and about 1.5 yards to go. Brockton's going in the I formation. 2 wide outs at the bottom of your screen. And they're going to hand it off to McNeil. He gets the first down. Nice running there by McNeil.
Yeah, and that was a nice fake to the up back and give it to McNeil, who was able to get in there and scrum his way up for a first down, keeping possession of the ball.
4:35 on the clock here in the first quarter. No score yet. Boxers get their first, fourth down conversion of the game. So they're still on the march here. They're in Eagle territory. Ball is at about the 44-yard line. And there's a miscue on the snap, but Resende has the ball. He drops down.
Yeah, Resende was able to after he dropped the ball, pick it back up and fall on it. And he's fortunate with that one. And up to this point, the Boxers have a 10-5 lead in the overall all-time series between St. John's and Brockton.
Resende rolls out to his left. He's pressured, throws it out there, and it's just short. It wasn't a good pass by Resende, so.
He had a lot of pressure on him at the time, and the ball was just a little bit short for Thelen to be able to make the reception.
So that'll make it 3rd and about 11 to go for the Boxers with 3:39 on the clock. So here come the Boxers with 1 man in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Resende drops back, looks, fires in the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by number 12, Sean O'Connor, a junior.
Who was also the quarterback.
Ball wasn't really thrown well. And the Eagles have their first turnover of the game.
Yes, they do. And the offensive line has really been doing a pretty good job as far as giving Resende some time to throw the ball. But he wasn't able to make a connection on that play.
Ball is handed off there to number 7. Breaks a tackle, but he's finally taken down. Matthew Sullivan with the carry.
And nice defensive stand there by Brockton.
And there was a penalty on the play. And it was on St. John's. As you can see, the referees talking to the captain, Johnny Ray Barnes.
And move him back.
Illegal motion on the offense.
Definitely.
So that's a 5-yard penalty.
And always, definitely move him back.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Eagles. Eagles in their tight formation. They have 1 man out there at the wideout. Little motion. And a little trickery. He has an opening. Bounces off a tackle and gains about 10 yards. Nice run by the quarterback there, Scott Darby.
Yeah, and see, he should have been stopped about 4 yards before that. He ran into Corey Brown, who just kind of rolled up and didn't even, try and wrap him up. He just let him bounce off of him and continue on. In that situation, you need to put your arms out, get a hold of the runner, and bring him down.
2nd down at about 4. And that's going to be a first down as he pushes his way past the first down marker. 2:30 left in this first quarter.
And St. John's moves the sticks. 1st and 10 at about the 45-yard line.
So here come the Eagles, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 45-yard line of St. John's. Sullivan hands it off to number 33. That was Patrick Ryan with the carry.
Taken down by Javon Louis-Jean.
So 2nd down, and let's call it 6 to go. Sullivan again hands it off to number 33. He's got a hole, and he breaks it for, it looks like a 1st down.
Yeah, he got 1st down there.
As the St. John's offensive line is making some holes here for these running backs, and
they're moving the sticks.
Yep. Bit by bit, they're in Brockton territory at the 45, inside the 45-yard line.
And this is the deepest they've been up to this point.
So Darby at quarterback with the I formation, hands it off to number 23. And he's stopped. That was Derek Coppola.
And Coppola picks up another 4 yards. And Brockton needs to show up defensively. St. John's is staying on the ground. They need to close up those holes a little bit. And
less than a minute to go here in the 1st quarter. And the quarterback keeps it Darby. And maybe a yard gain. Maybe a little bit more than a yard.
And the Eagles are just continuing to pound it in on the ground, burning up the clock, keeping possession of the ball.
With 20 seconds left, I believe that St. John should get this last play in. Maybe not. Nope, they won't get it in. You can see the coach still talking to Darby, the quarterback, here on the sidelines. So St. John's will switch into the field. Still no score. And I'm sure Coach O'Neill has to be happy with that 1st quarter as far as keeping that potent offense of Brockton off the scoreboard.
And also, now that they're switching into the field, it would probably be a little bit better for the receivers because they'll be not looking up into the sun when the ball's in the air. Yankees. 3-2 Yankees.
As we just got an update on the Red Sox-Yankees series this weekend. Good luck to the Red Sox.
And it's a beautiful day for football. It's about 65, 70 degrees. Bright sunny day, clear skies. And St. John's has a nice showing. Brockton had a nice little number of people that came up as well.
Yeah, good representation by the Brockton fans coming out this beautiful afternoon here at Cronan Memorial Stadium. St. John's going up against the Division I Super Bowl champions. And they hand it off, and he's still going. And he's finally taken down. I couldn't see who was carrying the football.
It's number 33.
It's Patrick Ryan with the carry, and that's a 1st down. So St. John's using their running attack effectively at the moment. Here in the 2nd quarter, beginning of the 2nd quarter, I formation in the backfield. And Darby hands it off to the fullback again. And he gets 1 or 2 yards.
And St. John's continues to attack the ground game and pick up enough yards within three tries to move the sticks.
It looks like Coach O'Leary is trying to conserve the, eat up that clock, keep the Brockton offense off the field. And quarterback option is nice option to number 7. And there's a flag on the play. And they're going to call holding on the offense, so that'll bring that play back. That was a nice play.
Yeah, that was a real nice play, and you know, Thelen got over there quickly, was able to take him down before he was able to turn up field for major yards. But with the holding on the holding call, the Eagles are backed up. Instead of a first down, they'll be backed up for about, well, we'll see in just a moment, won't we?
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. So ball will be placed at the 36-yard line of Brockton.
So it'll be second and
About 15.
15.
So second down, 15 yards to go. Scott Darby at quarterback. Basically handing the ball off, and he hands it off again. Big opening from Matthew Sullivan.
And the box is blitzed. But the running back was able to pick up about 6 yards on the carry. And this is going to be an important play right here. Brockton needs to stop them from getting enough yards where they would go for it.
So the ball's at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. St. John's eating up this clock. Darby fakes the handoff, rolls out, looking for somebody, has a man open, but the ball hangs up there and it's incomplete. And Nate Thelen had a chance to get back there because the ball wasn't thrown very well. It was kind of a duck.
Yeah, it was definitely a duck, and it was intended for Christopher Murtaugh. But Thelen, like you said, was able to get back there and deflect it away.
Actually, that was a good call by the coach.
It was a good call.
Because Brockton has been nothing but dealing with the run, and all of a sudden they do a little option.
And fortunately for Brockton, the ball wasn't a nice tight spiral. It had too much air under it, enabling. They're going for it.
4th and 10, 2 wideouts at the top of your screen. Quarterback drops back. Darby looks. He's got some pressure on him, and he's going to throw it out of bounds wisely, as he had 2 big guys, 2 or 3, 66, 87, Latrell Melton, and number 64.
John Lucas.
Them guys are all over him. So the box is holding. They will take over. Take over about the 34-yard line.
And this thing says Faroukas, 6'1", 220.
It's a big boy.
He looked bigger than that.
Yeah.
He definitely looked like a big boy.
So the Brockton offense starts off for the first time here in the second quarter with 9 minutes to go on the clock. They've got their offense spread out with the I formation and hands it off quickly to number 25, I believe. Jamar Green for the boxes. Maybe picked up about a yard.
Yeah, Jamar Green.
So
And
Jesse
St. John's
Resende
has been winning the attack on the ground. They've been able to move the sticks more easily.
Resende surveys the defense, rolls out, decides to keep it, and he's not going to go anywhere.
And Resende appeared to be going with an option play, but he had no options.
No, he didn't.
He had no time to look for a receiver, and the defense.
Coach O'Leary has really prepared his team well for this display of our quarterback, Jesse Resende. Right now, they do have a handle on this offense of Brockton, high-powered offense.
And this is going to be a defensive game. As you can see now, the Eagles have been able to score pretty much at will against all other opponents. Brockton has been the first defensive stand that they've really had to face, and they've been able to move the sticks against them, but they have not been able to get in the end zone.
And this is something Brockton's not used to, is no points on the board, and we're almost halfway through the second quarter.
Yes, and Brockton is used to high-powered offense as well, and they're used to scoring, you know, not so much at will, but they're used to putting some numbers up on the board. So St. John's is showing their tenacity, holding Brockton to no points in the first half up to this point.
So the Brockton offense comes back on the field. This is Brockton Community Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Bride Matt here at Danvers, Massachusetts on the beautiful campus of St. John's Prep. No score yet. 7:59 to go here in the second quarter. It's a draw play. They give it to they give it to McNeil. And he gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. Jaron McNeil with the carry. And that'll bring out 4th down in a punting situation. And Brockton's still in their own territory, so Coach Benita Colombo elects to punt the ball wisely. And there's going to be a timeout by St. John's.
Coach O'Leary saw something that he
was screaming and yelling.
Yeah. And he was calling for, I guess he expected a fake or something like that and wanted to get his team ready because he saw something that caused him to, with a lot of animation, try to get the referee's attention, call timeout.
So back to receive the punt is Matt Sullivan, the senior. And Matt has gloves on. And nice punt by Jesse. Ooh, takes a St. John's bounce there at the end. And the ball's down at about the 36. For St. John's with 7:17 on the clock.
Yeah, and that was a good punt by Jesse. Backing St. John's all the way up to, like you said, the 36. And we're still scoreless with just over 7 minutes in the first half. So needless to say, I don't think this game is going to be 30-30.
No. 3 men in the backfield. They hand it off to number 33, Patrick Ryan. And he gets a couple.
But the boxers tend to wear on teams, and they really tend to get stronger as the game goes on. So we'll see if the boxers are able to keep St. John's out of the end zone in the first half.
That was about a 4-yard carry. Let's call it 2nd and 6. Quarterback option. And Darby keeps it, and he's hit hard. Nice hit there by Corey Brown on the play. Long Jason Marginson on the play.
Yeah, as well as Latrell Melton.
So that'll bring out 3rd down and about 5 to go.
And Joey Jean Noel comes into the game. 6'3", 200 pounds for Brockton.
Darby drops back, looks, fires, has a man open, and he catches it on the sideline there. Nice reception there by number 17, Christopher Murtagh.
And he's able to make the reception with Jason Margerson, who kind of stumbled on the play.
Christopher's 6'3", so he's a big target.
Yeah, and that was a nice play going for that matchup because Margerson's a small guy.
And they hand it off to number 7 quickly, and he gets about 2 yards on the carry. Matthew Sullivan. Junior Penn and
Johnny
Company
Ray Bonds. Yeah.
Johnny Ray Bond, Junior Penn on the tackle. .5:38 on the clock here in the second quarter. No score still. Darby hands it off against number 23, Derek Coppola. And he gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, he didn't get much at all on that one. The Brockton defense really showed up on that play.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for a first down. Be interesting to see what Coach O'Neill calls here. Excuse me, Coach O'Leary. As their offense is definitely being tested here this afternoon. And he's going to drop back. He's got some pressure, looking for somebody. He's going to fake it, and he's taken down nicely by number 38, Michael Murray.
Yeah, Mike Murray got in there very quickly and was not fooled that, which one was that? Darby was going to make the throw. Was able to just cut him down after he gained about 2 yards. So 4th down, or he got no yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, like you said, Brian, Michael Murray didn't go for the fake, and he took him down nicely. Matter of fact, a 1-yard loss. It's about 4th down and 9 yards to go for a first. So it's a punting situation. Beautiful punt. Dallin just lets it bounce. And it's rolling. It's going to go down inside the 5-yard line. Beautiful punt by St. John's.
And let's see what the flag is.
And there's a flag on the play.
Where's the white hat? Holding on Brockton.
So the penalty's on Brockton.
So Brockton is really backed up.
So the ball's inside the 5-yard line. Brockton deep in their own territory with 3:51 on the clock here in the second quarter. So let's see what Coach Peter Colombo pulls out of his hat on this offensive possession. He's got the wideouts to the right of your screen. I formation in the backfield. St. John looks like they want to blitz, and they hand it off, and
looked like there was offsides on the
snap,
St. John's.
It could be encroachment by the defense.
So Brockton might get a little bit more room there.
But they're calling a legal procedure on Brockton, so that'll push the ball back halfway to the goal line. Half the distance to the goal line puts the ball at about the 2-yard line of Brockton.
Boxers are backed up a little bit more. And still just under 4 minutes in the first half. I know Brockton would really like to get a little room to work with here.
Resende at quarterback, and he hands it off to Junior Penn, and he makes a nice run to get some breathing room.
Yeah, and the Boxers do have a little breathing room now.
Not quite a first down, but they've only about 3 yards from a first down. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. So there's another timeout by St. John's with 3:27 on the clock. Still no score in this first half.
Yeah, and this is a good time to use your power backs. You know, this is when you really need some yards. The offensive line really has to bear down and hold their positions and move the defenders out of the way to enable the running backs to get through to get a first down. Still plenty of time on the clock. Brockton has been able to score quickly in the past.
And Resende hands it off to Junior Penn again. He's got an opening. Breaks a tackle. Here he comes upfield. Still going. He's got a first down. Nice running by the running back there, Junior Penn.
And Junior Penn really opened it up that time, and the offensive line did just what I was talking about as far as enabling the running backs to get through.
And Brockton's using the 2-minute offense, no huddle. Resende drops back, looks, has a man open over there, and he just overthrows Nate Dellen. And that was a nice play call there, just the connection wasn't there.
Well, I think Thelen just kind of hesitated. He waited a little bit long to make his move because he didn't start really running aggressively until the ball was in the air. Had he been running aggressively all the whole, you know, when the ball was thrown, might have been at a connection.
Good point. 2nd and 10. 2 wide outs to the left of your screen. Rossetti again rolls out, has a little pressure, has a man open, and he just overthrows Stellan again. And he was wide open, folks.
Yeah, and that appeared to be a miscue by Jesse, because Stellan was running this route. He was in position, wide open. Had he hit him in stride, there might be a crooked number up on the board.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Boxers as they've attempted 2 pass plays in a row.
And both times the receivers were open.
Resende again drops back, looks, goes to the other side, got a man in the middle, but Corey Brown was sort of open, but it looked like another miscue.
Yeah, Jesse's not looking too comfortable back there. He's had plenty of time to pass. He's usually very, very accurate. Something is going on. You know, Jesse needs to just calm down and find his receiver and get the ball to him.
So Jesse Resende will punt the ball. 4th and 10. High snap. Pressure on, but nice kick by Jesse Resende. And the ball's fumbled. The ball's loose.
Brockton has it, 83.
Ball is still loose. And St. John comes up with the football. You don't see that too often where the whole pile is on each other and the ball is over there to the left-hand side. And
that was comical. I mean, for the ball to
squirt out there
squirt
like
out. And it really appeared that Joey Dreen Noel had the ball. And for whatever reason, the ball squirted out. And 36 was able to, Peter Mugford was able to jump on the ball for the Eagles.
And there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. And it looks like it's offsetting penalties. Okay.
So does Brockton maintain possession?
So the Boxers will kick the football again. I think that's a 5-yard penalty.
It is a 5-yard. Okay. They need to pick up that flag that's on the ground in front of Jesse.
And the referee comes over and gets his flag. So back for the Eagles is Matthew Sullivan.
Yeah, Boxers would love for that to happen again.
It's a snap again, big rush, nice kick again. Gets a Brockton bounce, still going down the field. And it's going to roll inside the 25 at about the 21, 22-yard line. So nice kick by Resende.
And the Boxers would take that. The Boxers would take that any day of the week.
So 2:33 left in this first half.
Yeah, there's about a 20, 25-yard difference between where the ball was initially to where it is now.
So the Eagles with the tight offense. And you know it's a quarterback option. He doesn't fool anybody. Nice tackle there by number 60 and number 45 for Brockton.
Harry Phillips.
And Johnny Ray Barnes.
And this has really been a somewhat exciting game up to this point. Even though there's no points on the board, it's been a strategic chess match on the field.
So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Handoff to number 33. He has an opening and he gets big yardage there. Close to a first down.
And the clock continues to move, just over 2 minutes.
So big third down situation for St. John's. 3rd and about 2. Brockton with 4 down linemen, handoff. And that's a first down. Well, Brockton couldn't hold there, so St. John keeps the ball with about 1:46 left here in the first half.
But is there enough time for them to be able to put a number up on the board?
And timeout Brockton with 1:37 left on the clock. And Coach Peter Colombo is going to have to go into the locker and see what he can do to get everybody on the same page, because right now, again, Jesse's not really throwing the ball well. Hasn't been much of a big running game.
Yeah,
But, like you said, Brockton has known to wear teams down, so I'm sure we'll see a different attitude and different results in the second half.
Yes. And like we said earlier, that this is St. John's, first team that they're playing in the top 10, even the top 20. So I'm sure they're pumped up. And also, Brockton is the right now they're the Super Bowl champions. So every team is going to get a little bit more aggressive. Adrenaline's going to be flowing a little bit more, trying to take down the king of the hill.
So 1st and 10 for the St. John Eagles. And the quarterback keeps it. Darby, he fooled everybody. And he's hit out of bounds.
Corey Brown, nice hit,
Yep.
as well as Nate Thelen,
Yeah.
knocking him out of bounds.
But that play did fool the linebackers.
And they're calling it a first down.
So nice
Still a
10-yard
minute.
gain by Darby.
Yep. Still a minute and 30 seconds left in the game. I'm sorry, in the half.
Ball is at the 47. And a 2-yard gain with a timeout.
And the Boxers will give up 2 yards per play. With just over a minute to go. Brockton's just trying to right now stop them from scoring in the first half. no one's going to be happy going into the locker rooms with a 0 on the board. But under the circumstances, I'm sure both teams will be satisfied with the way both teams have been playing. St. John's has been able to move the sticks a little bit easier than Brockton.
Okay, 2nd and 8 for the second and 8 for the St. John Eagles. And it's a fake. And Darby, Sapp, there's the ball, he picks it up. Is that Penn? Boy, there he goes. And that was Johnny Ray Barnes with the fumble recovery. And big break for the Boxers with 1:14, and I'm sure St. John's coach did not want that to happen. And that puts a little excitement on the Brockton side.
Oh, yeah, Brockton.
And I'm sure Coach Peter Colombo definitely wants 6 points out of this. And a big, nice, who made that tackle there? Because he caused the fumble.
Actually, you know what? I didn't see it. I saw it, but I didn't, I was paying attention.
There was somebody right on, one of the defensive players right on there.
One of the defensive players was in there.
And the quarterback had the ball out, and somehow he got his hands on it, and it got loose.
And no flags on the field, so Brockton is threatening.
Johnny Ray Barnes with the big pickup and run. So Brockton's about at the 13-yard line of St. John's, their deepest penetration yet. Resende's looking, he's going to run. Comes to the outside, there's a flag on the play, and there's a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be holding Brockton. And those points are taken off the board, and Brockton cannot afford that to happen.
Yeah, Resende was fortunate on that play. 2 defenders were coming around to, give him some trouble in the backfield, but they both slipped to the ground, and he was able to bounce to the outside. And unfortunately, a holding call that will back them up.
So the ball is placed just inside the 20. It'll be 1st and 20. Let's call it about 1st and 20. There's still a chance to get a first down at about the 1-yard line. 1:05 on the clock. Brockton's going to definitely have to click here. Resende needs his A game. Hands it off to Penn. Penn's got it open. There he goes. And he gets inside the 5-yard line. Nice run by Junior Penn. Great opening by the offensive line on that particular play with the clock running, 50 seconds left. And they're in their 2-minute offense, so they're going to line it up quickly. I formation in the backfield. Resende calls out the play. Less than 35 seconds to go. They give it to the fullback, to Barnes, and he gets inside, close to the first down, and the clocks will stop with 27 seconds left.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Ryan McSweeney on that last play, taking down Junior Penn, he was definitely going to put some numbers up on the board.
So 1st and goal for the Boxers, a golden opportunity here, Brian, to get 6 points on the board. But the clock is running.
And they've got plenty of time to, why is it going again?
So here come the Boxers. I gotta believe it's gonna be power football here. They're close, they hand it off. Touchdown. Junior Penn pumps it in. Nice blocking by the offensive line with 12 seconds on the clock. And that's a big play right there.
That's a huge play. The way these two defensive teams have been playing, Brockton is very, very fortunate on that fumble to be able to come away with some points.
So
and even though the Boxers' defense has bended a number of times during this first half, they haven't broken.
Paul Branco with the point after. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Boxers put 7 points on the board with 12 seconds left in this first half. A defensive battle. Up until this point, a great turnover there by the Boxers to take advantage and put some points on the board.
Yes, outstanding play by the Boxers to be able to take advantage of that miscue by St. John's and put some points up on the board. So The St. John's faithful are stunned there. You could hear a pin drop out there as far as making some noise, cheering their team on.
So that was Penn again for the touchdown.
That was Penn for the touchdown.
And Johnny Ray Barnes with the big fumble recovery and carry down into the red zone for the Boxers. That enabled the Boxers offense to score the 7 points. And with a little momentum on their side going into this half. So Branco will kick off. And a little squibber. And it's mishandled, still mishandled, and it's finally taken down by the St. John's special teams person. That's number 36.
There's a flag on the play. It appeared offsides on Brockton.
With 7 seconds left on the clock. And the ball will be re-kicked. Nope, it will not. It'll just be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, because it definitely appeared to be offsides.
So St. John's offense. Let's see if they have anything up their sleeves. Or will they just run it out? And they'll just run it out. They give it to the fullback, Patrick Ryan.
That'll do it.
So that'll end the first half in a defensive battle, but Brockton fortunately has 7 points on the board. And I'm sure Coach Peter Colombo will try to get his team, get his offense in gear for this second half.
Yes. And Coach Colombo's going to go in there and try and make some adjustments to try and find a way to slow St. John's offense running game up a little bit more than they have the first half. Even though Brockton has not allowed them to get inside the red zone, you know, they still don't want to take a chance with this dangerous team.
Okay, then we'll be back with second half action in a moment.
Richie， 我要你啊！顧住嗰個人，我唔信得過佢啊！
Yo, Ty, what up? Richie, what up, player?
爺爺，係你叫我唔好判人㗎，你記唔記得啊？記唔記得？
How you doing, son?
All right, man.
I'm chilling, of course. You're gonna be there, right? You gotta play ball.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Okay, welcome back everybody to the second half action of Brockton High football. We're up here in Danvers, Massachusetts. Tight score 7-0 Brockton. And Brian, it's been a defensive battle so far.
It has been a defensive battle. Brockton has really, they've given up some yardage. St. John's has controlled the clock a little bit more than Brockton has. But Brockton has not allowed them into the end zone. It looked like it was going to go into the half 0-0, but fortunately Brockton was able to cause a fumble, and Johnny Ray Barnes is the one who, Johnny Ray Barnes is the one that recovered the fumble and ran for 40 yards and got down to the 10-yard line, and Junior Penn was able to put some numbers up on the board.
Yes, indeed. So I'm sure Coach Peter Colombo emphasized at halftime about execution, and I'm sure a number of things. And I'm sure we'll see a different Brockton High offense out here on the field in the second half.
Yeah, and Jesse Resende, this is the first game that he's really not been as sharp. You know, he's not been sharp. There's been a number of times he's had open receivers, and he just wasn't able to connect. Hopefully, he'll be able to make some connections in the second half, and Brockton will be able to continue to score.
So Brockton High will kick off here in the second half. That's Paul Branco out there doing the kicking for Brockton. And here we go for the start of the second half. It's a line drive kick, taken at about the 30-yard line of St. John's. About a 10-yard return.
Yeah, and that wasn't a good kick by Bronco. I mean, that's rare for him to kick a line drive like that, except when he's doing a squib kick. But that wasn't a squib kick. That was just a line drive to one of the upbacks, who was able to pick up 10 yards. He got the ball so quickly. He was able to pick up 10 yards before a special teamer was able to bring him down.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. I formation in the backfield. And they hand it off straight ahead to Matt Sullivan.
And it's nice to see Curtis Ushry back into the game. He was in on the tackle.
I was just getting ready to say that, Brian. It's nice to see Curtis back in there, so his knee or leg must be feeling much better.
Yeah, and actually he was able to wrestle the ball away, but the guy was already on the ground.
2nd and about 5 for the Eagles. That's a quarterback option, and he pitches out there nicely, but nicely recovered by the defense as they push Matt Sullivan back. Little gain on the play.
Yeah, an excellent defense there by Thelen, as well as Johnny Bonds, Junior Penn. The old standbys, all the standouts went on that tackle.
So big 3rd down situation. And they give it straight ahead, and he's got it open. It makes a 1st down and 4. That was Patrick Ryan who pulled his way into Brockton territory. Nice hard run by the junior as he bowled his way to the 43-yard line of Brockton.
And he was able to drag a number of players for about 4 or 5 yards. Moving the sticks.
So here come the Eagles. They're in Brockton territory. Darby hands it off again, this time to number 44. Let's see who that was. Number 44 it was.
And the Brockton defense is doing the same thing that they did in the first half. They're allowing St. John's to just push them back.
Yeah, they're getting chunks of yardage, keeping the ball out of the offense of Brockton High. Quarterback option. And Sullivan goes nowhere. Scott Darby goes nowhere. As that play did not fool the Brockton defense.
Yeah, and it's every few downs that Brockton will make a stand like this. And they've been fortunate to do it on 3rd or 4th down, stopping them from continuing to move downfield, but Brockton needs to make a stop right here.
3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Eagles. And they go straight ahead with it and no gain.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Brockton is giving up yards, but when it comes down to it, before they get to the red zone, Brockton is able to make the final stop, forcing them into a punting situation.
This will be an interesting call by Coach Jim O'Leary. It's 4th down and about 3 long yards to go. They're in Brockton territory at about the 36-yard line. They will go for it.
And they have this special team play with Matt Sullivan where they do go for short yard situations.
Tight formation. And Darby keeps it and gets the first down. Nice play by the Eagles as he kind of froze there for a second. And everybody went for the fake, and Darby got just enough for the first down. So the St. John Eagles will keep the Brockton offense off the field. Clock still running, 7:32 in this third quarter. Ball is at about the 30-yard line of Brockton. Darby hands it straight ahead, and number 33 busts up the middle. That's Patrick Ryan for a big gain. Taken down by
And there you go with another big game
the
from
defensive back there, Corey Brown.
the Eagles.
And the crowd for St. John's is alive. 1st and 10. And they give it again to Ryan. He goes straight ahead, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I didn't see what the flag was for,
Holding
but
offense. So that'll bring the ball back 10 yards, I believe, 5 or 10 yards. So that'll
and
slow
St.
down
John's
the St.
continues
John's
to
offense.
when they start to threaten, have a lapse and focus, and flag continues to back them up whenever they start to get close.
And that is a 10-yard holding penalty on the offense for St. John's. So here comes St. John's in their offense. They've got 2 wideouts to the right of your screen, which is unusual. 3 men in the backfield. And it's a little pitch out, little miscue on the pitch out, but he recovers. On the play there was Michael Murray.
St. John's was very fortunate that they were able to fall on the ball before the Brockton defenders got in there.
They were very fortunate. A little trickery there that was a miscue. So 2nd down and about 25 yards to go for a first down. First down is inside the 10. I formation in the backfield. Darby drops back. He's pressured by Marginson, and he throws it. Intercepted. Nope, incomplete. He came out of bounds with the ball, but nice play by Johnny Ray Barnes.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was right in front of the referee who saw that Johnny Ray was out of bounds when he made the reception.
Great pressure by the Brockton defense. John Marginson was pressuring the quarterback Darby there.
And this is a tough situation with 4th down and
Actually, 3rd down.
And what, 20, 30?
3rd down and about 25
yards.
yards to go. Man in motion. Darby drops back, looks, fires over the middle, and incomplete. Nate Dallin was there, but it was a little bit too high. If it was any lower, Nate would have had it. So they're going to bring up 4th down. And about 25 yards to go for a first down. Again, the first down marker is about at the 5-yard line. And St. John's will go for the first down. They're deep in Brockton territory. 6:03 on the clock. 1 lone man in the backfield. St. John's has their offense spread out. Darby drops back, pressured a little bit, has time, throws deep, and incomplete. The crowd was looking for a flag on the play, but just as the ball got there, the Brockton defender hit the receiver.
Yeah, actually the ball had just passed over both of them. That's why the referee did not throw a flag on that play.
So
because
Brockton
the ball
will
had
take
passed
over.
both of them.
Of course, we're at St. John's, so the hometown was looking for a call. And as Brian explained to you, that was definitely no pass interference. So nice play by the referees. So Brockton's offense is back on the field for the first time with 5:55 left in this third quarter. St. John's did a fine job of using up clock. Precious time. I formation in the backfield. Rescindy at quarterback. Hands it off to the big back. Spins around and he's taken down. That was Junior Penn. Not much gain on that carry.
Yeah, he picked up about 1.5 yards.
And you have to give St. John's defensive line credit. They've been pretty good at holding their own out there against Brockton's offensive line.
Yeah, they've been very stingy. Brockton has had moments where they've been able to pick up, 8 or 10 plus yards, but on the average, they're getting only a few yards per carry.
So brings up second down, 9 yards to go, 1 yard on that carry. 2 wideouts there at the top of your screen. And the ball is, I'm not sure what that was, but it didn't work. And Brockton has been put
With Jaron
deep.
McNeil fell on the ball, but it looked like it was supposed to be a shotgun.
Yeah, it looks like it wasn't supposed to actually go to Resende, but to someone else. I don't know if it was to McNeil, but it wasn't a good
It wasn't good at all.
So Brockton puts themselves in a hole. Third down and around 20 yards to go for a first down.
It appears both teams are starting to get a little sloppy.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Peter Colombo calls on this play. He's got the offense spread out. One man in the backfield, that's Aaron Richardson. Resende rolls back, looks, fires over the middle, and it's way off. He had a man open, he had a big target out there, number 88. That was Correa, but Resende was not on.
No, actually that was Doherty.
Doherty?
89, Ryan Doherty.
Well, Doherty was out there and Correa, number 88, and he couldn't get it to either one. So Brockton will end up having to punt deep in their own territory. Resende will be standing at about his own 5-yard line to punt this ball. And Brockton's going to call a timeout here with 4:05 on the clock here in the third quarter. And St. John's has a great chance of getting excellent field position off this punt. This is Brockton Community Access Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden out here in Danvers, Massachusetts at the beautiful campus of St. John's Prep. 2 undefeated teams coming in today. Somebody's going to have to go down. Nice punt, high punt, taken by St. John's. That was Matthew Sullivan who took it on the bounce.
James Brown was able to take him down. Yeah, the ball he moved out of the way to not, to let the ball bounce, but when he saw it bouncing straight at his torso, he's able to grab it and pick up about 2 or 3 yards after he got the ball.
Ball is at about the 49-yard line of St. John's, near midfield. Darby hands it off to number 44. And actually, number 12, Sean O'Connor is in the game. Sean O'Connor, who is a junior, 6'1", 166 pounds. And one of St. John's leading rushers, number 33, is hurt. Patrick Ryan just came out of the game limping. And that won't be a good sign for St. John's running game, Brian.
No, not at all, because he's been Patrick Ryan has been doing an outstanding job. He has to have over 50 yards rushing in this game.
Second down and about 7 or 8 for St. John's. They hand it straight ahead, and it's stacked up by the Brockton defensive line. They went nowhere there, so nice stand by the defensive line there. You can see who's involved in that play.
Yeah, Brockton was fortunate that the running back ran into the backs of his own team, and it kind of slowed him up, enabling Brockton to grab him before he was able to spin off and pick up some yards.
Boy, you had Junior Penn, Johnny Ray Barnes, and number 77, Curtis Ushery involved in that. Excuse me, number 73, Louise Jen. Third and a long 7, and O'Connor's tripped up for a loss of another yard. So it'll be 4th down and 9, Brian, and I think St. John's will punt.
I believe they should. In this situation, Brockton already has points on the board, leading 7-0, and it's not a situation where you would try and go for it. You want to try and back Brockton up. Brockton hasn't been able to move with ease. Oh, they better hurry up. Oh, okay, he's over there.
Dellin and Corey Brown are back deep for Brockton. What a punt. Beautiful high punt. Corey calls for a fair catch and lets it go. And it takes a St. John's roll inside the 5-yard line.
What was he
a beautiful
thinking?
Punt over 50 yards.
Why would Corey Brown not catch that ball?
Good question.
He should have. There's no reason for you. You had plenty of time. You weren't in danger. Catch the ball at the 10-yard line. Do not let the ball roll down to the 1-yard line or the 2-yard line and back your team up again. That's twice that's been done today.
Actually, the ball is placed at the 4-yard line of Brockton, so they've got 96 yards to go.
So then the
sort
ball
of score.
Yeah, so the ball had to be between the 10 and the 15 because it rolled about 8 yards towards the end zone.
So the Boxers have a long march upfield. They've got Penn and Johnny Ray Barnes in the backfield, I formation. Quarterback sneaks straight ahead, and Resende almost broke that. That was kind of a nice call there.
Yeah, it was a good call. Interesting.
It was interesting, yes, indeed. 2nd down and about 7. It's called a long 7.
Yeah, and Resende is the leading rusher for the Brockton Boxers.
Clock running with 1:19 left in this 3rd quarter. Resende rolls out to his left, looks, and the ball is in the ground. He had an open man there. That was Doherty, but he just couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, Resende's having a problem as far as
and
passing today.
there was a flag on the play too against Brockton. So the penalty is declined by St. John, so it'll make it 3rd down and a long 7.
Yeah, so Resende has to if wait, I'll wait. Go ahead.
Okay, Jesse drops back again, looks, fires out there, and it's short again. Nate Dellin was open, but he just couldn't get it to him, and Resende is having a tough time bringing his A game to the field today.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't appear that Jesse is setting his feet before he's making his pass. He's throwing either off one foot or, at a bad angle. He's not really squaring up and powering that ball in there like he's been doing the previous games.
So Resende will punt from his own end zone. He gets off a decent punt. Beautiful punt, takes a St. John's bounce. And the ball looks like it's down inside the 40 of Brockton. So St. John's comes out again with excellent field position, Brian.
Yeah, and see, they don't want to keep on testing St. John's offense because St. John's puts up some numbers. They've scored 86 points total offense up to this point in the first 3 games. So you don't want to continue to play with that.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. They've got an I formation in the backfield, 2 wideouts at the bottom of your screen. And it's handed off there to number 44. And they've got Scott Darby back in their quarterback. And that was number 44, Patrick Higgins, with the carry for about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Patrick Higgins, 5'10", 211 yards, facing Junior Penn, 6'1", 230 yards.
It's a lot of beef.
And it was a power of the 44s on that play.
2nd down. Darby fakes it and goes the other way, and he's taken down. Not before he gets about 2 or 3 yards. With the clock running, that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. as they will reverse fields. And that'll do it for the third quarter here. Still a tight score, 7-0 Brockton. And Brockton's offense really has to get their A game going here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're struggling.
They don't want to keep St. John's in this game because anything can happen.
That's right, and especially giving St. John's the ball inside the 50, at the 40-yard line. So that's not something you want to continue to do, because St. John's, even though they are ranked number 8, they're still one of the forces to be reckoned with in this region, in the Eastern Conference.
Again, this is Brockton Community Access Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden, along with our camera crew, Paul Mandeville and Peter Zembor, doing a fine job with the shots here on this beautiful day out here in Danvers.
So Brockton needs to shore up again on this drive and try and make a stop here on third down. And what's it, 5 yards? 3 to go.
Third down. Darby drops back, he's pressured.
Excellent.
And he throws it away wisely. And coaches from Brockton was saying that he was in the grasp, but his defenders had the quarterback in his grasp. But
yeah, there was nobody over there.
No.
On the sidelines, but I guess they're saying that he was outside the hash marks.
Great defensive pursuit there to force Darby to throw it away. So that bring a fourth down, about 5 yards to go.
And they're going for it.
Coach Colombo, he's still talking to the referee. He doesn't like that. He still doesn't like that call. I formation in the backfield for the Eagles. Darby drops back, looking for someone, fires deep, has a man out there. Touchdown, St. John's. What a beautiful pass. And just out of the outreach of number 22 for Brockton, that was James Brown out there. The receiver had him by a step, and that's all he needed because the ball was laid right in there, and it's a new ball game, folks.
Yeah, Eric Kehoe. I believe it was Eric Kehoe that made the reception, number 80.
And that wakes up the St. John's fans here.
Yeah, and Brockton, they shouldn't have continued to allow St. John's to get that great field position.
So here comes the point after attempt. Snap is up, kick is up, kick is good. So we got a tie ball game with 10:45 on the clock here in the game. On a long bomb from Darby. Scott Darby aired it out there. He had time. Give the offensive line credit. They gave him enough time to set up and throw that post pattern. Pass down there for a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a lot of time. Just threw it out to the corner, and the receiver just went underneath the ball and waited for it to come down. He was able to come away with 6 points. Now, Brockton is always a threat because they had that excellent kickoff return in the first possession at the start of the game. So let's see if Brockton is able to get some good field position after this kickoff. Take this crowd back out of the game.
Okay, kicking off for St. John's is Trevor O'Brien, who kicked the extra point. Nice long kick, taken by Corey Brown. Corey looks for an opening, and he's taken down quickly. And you can see that St. John's team is fired up at the moment.
Yeah, St. John's is, they're pumped up now, you know. That could be a momentum swing. they have a lot more confidence now because they weren't able to score in the first half. They weren't able to score in the third quarter, and they were able to score finally at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
First and 10 for the Boxers. Ball is inside the 30-yard line. Resende drops back, and it was blocked. Somebody got their hands on it. So it'll be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Resende was fortunate that that ball was deflected because he was throwing it to a sea of blue. There were 3 blue defenders over there in front of Corey. So now the stands are loud. Everybody's excited.
10:35 on the clock. I formation in the backfield. Hand off to Penn. There he goes. He's got an opening. First down and more. Nice run by Junior Penn.
And Junior needs to just let him have it.
Right, the whistle was blown.
Yeah, the whistle was blown. They want to pull the ball out afterwards. Let him have it, you know.
Nice run up the middle by
Nice
Junior
run up the
Penn,
middle,
and
yeah.
nice opening by the offensive line on that particular play. So ball's just over the 40-yard line. Let's call it the 41. First and 10 for the Boxers. Resende rolls out to his left, looks, fires downfield, and he's way off again. He was attempting to throw to Doherty. That was Ryan Doherty out there.
Yeah, but that was a ill-advised pass as well because he's throwing into double coverage with Doherty. I mean, Doherty is a big back, but still, you know, you don't want to be throwing into double coverage. It appears that Jesse's a little flustered today. He needs to just calm him down, settle down, and just continue to play as he has all year.
2 wideouts at the top of your screen. And they hand it to Penn. Penn's got an opening. He cuts to the outside. There he goes, folks. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, and finally taken out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. A great run, no flags.
No flags.
And it'll be a first down inside the red zone for the Boxers. And that's what they needed, Brian, a big play like that.
Yeah, they needed that. They needed to shut those cans up, shaking on the sidelines. And
it's the fourth quarter, and what it looks like to me, and I'm sure Coach Peter Colombo will see it, St. John's might start to get a little tired. They're starting to get a little tired, I think. A little tired.
Yes.
Just enough for them big backs. Start handing it off. Start pushing it down their throats. Let's start wearing them down.
That's right, because as we've stated earlier, that the teams that they played up to now were not up to this par.
Resende fakes it, pressure, goes back up the middle, and is taken down. So that'll bring up second down. Brockton definitely, Brian, has to come out of here with some sort of points, being this close to the end zone.
Well, they were almost in field goal range for Paul Bronco, but, you know, Brockton, now that St. John's is, you know, put some numbers up on the board, they have a little bit more confidence. They want to definitely put 7 up.
That was a loss of 1 on that play. 2nd and 11, and Resende sees something he doesn't like, so he's going to call a timeout. So we got a timeout with 9:15 left in this ball game. It's a tie score, 7-7. Brockton is threatening inside the 20. Let's call it the 18.
Yeah, and this is where they really need to bear down. They need to bear down, stay focused, run your routes. Resende needs to, if he's going to go to the air, he really needs to be accurate and make a strong pass and set his feet and get it in there quickly and give his receiver a chance to pick up some yards.
So here come the Boxers with their offense spread out. I formation in the backfield. 2nd down and 11. And Resende keeps the ball after a fake handoff to the fullback. Not a lot there on that particular play. So Boxers are facing 3rd and 11.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know if I agree with those two calls. St. John's has been able to stop the run consistently. They haven't been able to stop Junior Penn on those last 2 drives, but
Quarterback drops back straight, looks out there, and it's overthrown. Trying to get it to Corey. If it was down a little bit, Corey could have had that.
yeah,
but
he could have had that.
unfortunately, it just wasn't on the mark. So what are the Boxers going to do? Like I said, Brad, it might be a little bit too far for Branco, but he's coming out here. He's going to attempt it.
I think it's in his range.
Well, let's hope so. The ball is at the 17-yard line, it looks like. And he's kicking it from the 25, so that's going to be a 35-yard attempt.
I believe it's in his range.
So
I
it
say he
should,
makes
hopefully
it.
it is in Paul's range. He's pretty consistent, and I'm sure Coach Peter Colombo wouldn't put him out there if he didn't think he could make it. Here it is. Snaps there. Kick is
It's
up.
good.
Kick is long enough. Kick is no
good.
good. Just off to the right. Just off to the right. So St. John's dodges a bullet, and Brockton comes up with nothing with 8:29 on the clock, still a tie ball game.
And hopefully that's not going to be the turning point of the game. I mean, for Junior Penn to do his job, get them downfield, get them within the in the red zone, and to not come away with any points is unfortunate. Paul Branco did his job as far as getting enough foot on it. I knew it was in his range, but unfortunately it was wide right.
Just to the right. Man in motion for St. John's. They hand it off to number 7. That's Matthew Sullivan.
And if Brockton can show up defensively on this stand, start to make them go 3 and out, continue to keep the crowd out of the game, to rebuild, control of the ball.
Yeah, that's a good point. Brockton needs to get the ball back, get that offense back on the field. They do not need St. John's running the clock down and just a nice little fake there, but is he going to get anywhere? He's taken down nicely, maybe a couple of yards. Jason Margison, first man on the play there with Corey Brown, Nate Dellin and company.
And he didn't pick up much on that run. He just got about 2 yards.
So make it
2 or
3rd
3.
and 5. Brockton needs to hold him.
They need to hold him right here.
Because basically all St. John's has been doing all day is just eating up the clock and hoping something will happen. I formation. They hand it off again to Sullivan. Breaks a tackle. And he's hit hard. It's pushed backwards. Nate Dellin stuck him.
Didn't look like he made it.
No, he didn't. So it's going to be a 4th down situation. 4th and about 2. So nice defensive play there after he broke that initial tackle. And I see number 33, Patrick Ryan, is back in the game. And St. John calls a timeout with 6:52 on the clock. It is a big 4th down situation, and I think they're going to come out and punt.
And
I'm sure he was thinking about it, but he knows he's too deep in his own territory to take a chance.
And that would be a very, very risky call.
Yes,
to
it would.
Go for it inside the 30-yard line with the Brockton defense.
Okay, Nate Dellin and Corey Brown are back for the Boxers to receive the punt. High kick, but it's high punt, but it's short. But it takes a St. John's bounce and rolls out of bounds at about the 42-yard line of Brockton. So Brockton has the ball again with 6:42 on the clock. And if you ask me, I think they should try a couple of trick running plays or something with the
end around
or something. Yeah,
you know,
keep honest.
St. John's defense is pretty fast. They've been able to get in there pretty consistently. I mean, we've had some power runs by Junior Penn, but outside of that, Brockton has not really been able to move the ball in large chunks of yards.
So here come the Boxers. Only 7 points on the board today for them. I formation in the backfield. And they handed it up to McNeil. He breaks a tackle and gets about 5 yards on the carry. It's Jaron McNeil, a sophomore.
And McNeil is such a different type of running back than Junior Penn and Johnny Ray Bonds. He's more of a finesse running back. But I think right about now might be a good time for him to do it, because Brockton has really loosened up the defense.
And Resende fumbles the football. And it's St. John's football. Resende decided to keep it. It looks like he should have pitched it out there to McNeil.
He should have. He had the option. McNeil had open space on the right side. He should have did the option, flipped it over to McNeil, and allowed him to try and pick up some yards, pick up that first down.
So that gives St. John's big momentum. They're in Brockton territory, 6:03 on the clock. They've got the tight formation. And they give it to number 33, who's back in there. That's
And
Ryan.
they pick up about 2 yards on that. 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7. Let's call it a long 7. Brockton's defense being tested here late in the game. Clock is running, less than 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Darby at quarterback. Darby fakes it, and he's hit by John Marginson, who kept his position, wasn't fooled. Nice play by John Marginson for the loss.
Yeah, and Marginson really held his ground.
Yes.
He was ready for that scramble, ready for him to run around towards him, and he just was able to push him back and make the tackle for no gain. So actually loss of about a half a yard.
So 3rd and about 9 to go. Here come the Eagles. Big 3rd down play for them. Big 3rd down play for Brockton. Quarterback drops back, he's pressured, seems to elude him, still breaks another tackle, and finally is taken down, well short of the first down. And number 76 for Brockton is mad at him, so he knew he should have had him back there. That was Gary Pierre-Jean. So it's going to be an interesting call by Coach O'Leary.
So 4th down and 3 to go.
And let's see what they're going to do. They're going to go. Darby's still in there. It's time to suck it up on both ends. 4th down and 6 to go. 3:55 on the clock. It's a tie score, 7-7. Man in motion. Darby drops back, looks. He has time, fires, and incomplete. Nice coverage by the defensive backs of Brockton.
Yeah, excellent coverage there by Johnny Ray Bonds and Michael Murray, as well as number 36, Nathan Azevedo.
And
so turnover on downs, and this is it. You know, this is the drive. Brockton really needs to try and get downfield in this 3 minutes and 44 seconds. And actually, number 7, Matthew Sullivan, is coming out of off the field. He appeals he was injured on the play.
So here come the Boxers. 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Less than 4 minutes to go in this ball game. A tie score. Resende drops back, rolls, finds a man open. Got Corey there. No! He dropped the football.
No way.
Oh, he was wide open. And Corey probably couldn't believe the ball was right there in his hands, and he was thinking too much about touchdown.
That was the first accurate pass of Resende all day. And he hits him in stride, right at the numbers, and Corey Brown drops the ball. As
the offense caught the defense off guard there, they wasn't expecting a post pattern on that first play of the.
Great call by Coach Colombo.
Yes, indeed.
He shows how much confidence he has in Resende. He hasn't been accurate all day, but he continues to go to the air.
Makes it 2nd and 10 for the Boxers. Resende pitches it out to McNeil. There he goes. He's around the corner, but he's lassoed down nicely. Gain of maybe a 1 yard or 2. So they'll bring up 3rd down and a long 7. Golden opportunity, just missed a couple of plays ago.
And Brockton has had a few opportunities up to this point.
So big 3rd down situation for the Boxers. They need to get either the 1st down or real close to it. And it's an end around. And Dellin might have a 1st down. He's got one. There he goes. He breaks it through. He could go all the way, folks. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Brockton. There's no flag.
Yes, there is.
There's a flag.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Corey, I saw it.
Oh,
I saw it.
Brian did see the flag.
But you
before
know
I
what?
did. And what
It was
a
holding.
shame.
It was holding on Corey Brown, but he waited. He waited until he was in the end zone before he threw the flag. Corey Brown had held the guy. Corey got up. The guy got up, and then he throws the flag.
Well,
That
folks,
was just. I don't know.
well, I tell you, I'm stunned.
It was
folks.
unfortunate. I did see the hold and play. Corey Brown dragged the guy down right there at the about the 30-yard line. Corey's not having a good day today.
No, he's not. So it's ball is brought back. Actually, they're inside St. John's territory.
It's
where
still
the
a first
penalty
down.
It was marked where the penalty happened. So Boxers do have a 1st down though. 2 minutes and 41 seconds left. Time is running out. Boxers need to get their A game mentally going here. I formation in the backfield. Hand off to McNeil. He's got it opening. There he goes. Cuts back to the outside. Cuts back in. Still going. And he makes a 1st down inside the 30-yard line for the Boxers. And it's a 1st down with no flags on the play.
No flags on the play, and that was excellent running there by McNeil, who was able to tiptoe, follow his blockers, and bounce around to the outside. And the left side of the offensive line is doing an outstanding job, allowing their players to cut left and get some yards.
2:20 on the clock, and the clock is running. They hand it off to McNeil again. This time he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. If not, he might have lost a yard. So it'll bring up 2nd and he did lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
And it appears St. John's is starting to make some adjustments, well, at least on that play, and shore up that left side a little bit more, because it appears that Brockton is favoring running to the left.
Yes, indeed. Again, this is Brockton Community Access Sports, bringing you the most exciting football in Division I, Eastern Mass. Resende rolls out. He's pressured heavily. Somehow avoids. Oh! And it is a fumble, and Brockton recovers. I don't know what that was about. But
There was a pitch. Coach Colombo is letting him.
he's gonna lose a few hairs on his head on this particular game.
Yeah, I can see his hairs turning gray from here. But he attempted the shovel pass. I don't know why that's not an incomplete pass. It should be an incomplete pass. They shouldn't be moving him back.
And Coach Colombo's going to call a timeout with just 1:07 left in this ball game. Still a tie score. Brockton with a 3rd down and about 30.
Yeah, and St. John's is fortunate that the referee called that a fumble and not a shovel pass and not an incomplete pass.
Actually, it's 3rd down and 24 yards to go for a first down. They have to get down to about the 15-yard line for a first down. Brockton offense still trying to find themselves today. A couple of golden opportunities missed.
I'm sorry. What is going to happen in a minute and 7 seconds? Is this going to be a tie, or is it going to be going into overtime?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm not sure what's going on with the MIAA rules.
That's a good question, Brian. Hopefully we won't have to find that out.
Well, Brockton should have at least 21 points at this point. They've had a number of opportunities and weren't able to capitalize.
Beautiful fall afternoon up here in Danvers, Massachusetts on the St. John's campus. So here we go, 3rd down, folks. Shotgun situation. Here's Racine looking. Fires, and it wasn't a good pass. It was tipped by number 61. He didn't have to do much to tip it. So unfortunately, that's going to bring up 4th down, and I'm sure he's probably going to go. Fourth down and 24 yards to go for a first down. Boxers need something special to happen here. And timeout Boxers as Coach Peter Colombo brings his team to the sidelines.
And you got to give a lot of credit to St. John's Prep defense.
Yeah, they've been hanging real tough all day today.
What's the Sox score? Yeah, just one, Ryan. 7-3, how late? That's all right. Thank you.
Again, we'd like to thank Peter Zimbor and Paul Mandeville for bringing us these fine pictures today. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden.
And it's been an outstanding day, a beautiful day for football. Beautiful day for anything outside today because the weather is fantastic.
So here come the two teams back out on the field. Boxers going to go for it. They're going to set up in the shotgun formation.
And I like this call.
They've got two wideouts at the bottom of your screen. 4th and 24 to go for a first down. Sidney looks, fires over the middle, and again, way off. Not even close. So St. John's will take over with 55 seconds left on the clock. Unfortunately, with St. John's offensive attack, they're more of a running team than a passing team, so it'll be interesting to see what St. John does in these last 55 seconds.
Yeah, I don't really see them going to the air a whole lot because, you know, Brockton has made some near interceptions. They've only had a couple receptions, that one for the touchdown.
Darby straight ahead. And he gives it to Ryan. And timeout St. John's.
And I just don't think there's enough time on the clock from the position that they're in for them to be able to get it in regulation.
Second down at about 8 yards to go for a first down. 50 seconds left on the clock. St. John's has their offense spread out with the I formation in the backfield. Darby pitches it out there to number 7, and he breaks a tackle, and he's close to a first down, but I think he's going to be a little short.
About 1.5 yards short.
So that'll bring up a big third down for St. John's.
And it's 4-down territory. You know, everybody's trying to just keep control of the ball. Both teams are aware that either team can score at any time.
So there's a timeout with 40 seconds on the clock. As we got a nail biter here. There's been some heartbreak in this game for the Boxers. If they had one touch, looked like a touchdown that was pass that was dropped by Corey Brown. And then we had a couple other miscues out there that brought a number of plays, big plays that Brockton made back.
And if Brockton is able to come away with a victory here today, they're very fortunate because St. John's Prep has really played an outstanding game. Brockton is, but St. John's has made a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers, giving Brockton back the ball, as has Brockton done the same. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Third down with about a yard to go. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run it. That's what we think they're going to do. Let's see what happens. Nope, they're going to pass. Quarterback looks, drops back, pressured, and he gets the first down, I believe. Yes, he does. So St. John's will keep the ball for the rest of this ball game unless they give it up on a turnover. And it'll be a 1st and 10 just over the 50-yard line.
And the Boxers have to be concerned.
Territory.
I'm sorry. It's hard to, I don't mean to talk over you at all. But Brockton needs to be concerned about letting them get into field goal range as well.
Darby hands it up straight up the middle. For a couple of yards. 27 seconds left on the clock. Timeout again by St. John's. This is Brockton Community Access Sports. As you're looking at
St. John's continues to attack on the ground. Under 30 seconds left in the game.
Two teams we have today that don't want to lose. They're both 3-0. Undefeated.
And outside of the sloppiness of this game, it's really been a pretty good game. But it's just been pretty sloppy on both sides of the field, sporadically through this game. Brockton had a tough game last week, facing Xaverian. They went out quickly, 21-0, and didn't score any more points in the second half. And Xaverian made a game of it, scoring 14 points and threatening in the fourth quarter to tie it up.
So here we go, 2nd down, about 9 yards to go. St. John's with the football. Darby drops back quickly, throws quickly, batted in the air by number 83.
And that's Joey Jean Noel.
Nice play by Joey Jean Noel. And fairy tale ending there would have been somebody for Brockton Cup take the interception and run for the touchdown.
Yes.
So 22 seconds left to go. 3rd down and about 9 yards to go. Again, Darby drops back, throws it out there quickly, has a man open, gives it to Sullivan, and he gets a 1st down. Nifty play there by the St. John's football team. Coach O'Leary calls a nifty play there.
That was a pitch and ladder, a hook and ladder.
Hook and lateral.
Yeah.
15 seconds left on the left in the game. Ball is on the just inside the 40-yard line. First and 10 for St. John's. Fake handoff. Darby's got time. He looks. Now he's pushing. Now there he goes. And he throws it away.
Yes.
And he was very close to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to throw the flag because he was over the line of scrimmage
yes,
when he threw that football. And there's 7 seconds left on the clock.
illegal pass there.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Make it 2nd down and about 11 or 12 yards to go with only 7 seconds left in this ball game. Tie score still. Darby at quarterback, I formation in the backfield. You got Ryan and Sullivan in the backfield. Sullivan goes on the motion, and this flag on the play is going to be legal procedure on St. John's. As you can see, the Brockton lineman pointing to one of the offensive linemen, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. That will help Brockton.
Yeah, and it's just been sloppy in the second half for the most part.
On both sides.
On both sides.
So 2nd down and about 14 yards to go. Let's call it 2nd down, about 16 yards to go. Tight formation. Darby's going to air it out downfield. And nice play by Thelen. Got his hand on it. And time has run out on the clock. So we will have an overtime. I'm not sure how the overtime is played here, but we'll find out. So I'm sure each team will have a chance with the football to see what they could do with it, something similar to college, but I'm not sure how long they'll play it out.
Yeah, because each team hasn't done much with the ball up to this point. We might be here to midnight.
So the captains come back out on the field as the referees will explain to the captains how things will go here in the overtime period.
So you know both teams want to be able to score quickly.
And I can see Coach Colombo's out there with the referees, and he wants to make sure what the ruling will be. And I believe this is my first overtime with Brockton High.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't.
At least not in the Brockton program, and I'm not sure about the St. John's.
So Brockton has a chance to redeem themselves, put their A game on here for this overtime period. As the referees are making sure everyone is on the same accord here, knowing what's going on. Coach Colombo's still out there. And they just had the coin toss. So St. John's will get the ball first, I believe. And let's see where they place the ball, where the offense will start their run. I think they'll place it down at the 20-yard line. And they're still walking. So let's see where the referee puts the ball. So it looks like the Brockton offense will have the first chance to score, and they place the ball at the 10-yard line. So let's see what the Boxers can do. They have to take advantage of this. Resende at quarterback, I formation in the backfield. They hand it straight ahead. And he got nowhere on that particular
And both
play.
teams are, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Go ahead. Both teams are pumped up now. They both want to come away with a victory. So St. John's, starting on defense, is definitely trying to keep Brockton backed up.
So here come the Boxers, second down. Resende rolls out to his left. Throws out there, has a man. He caught it.
Touchdown.
Who made the great catch? Dellin. Nate Dellin made a great catch. He went up for the ball up high and caught it for a touchdown.
Yeah, because there were two defenders right beside him. And Nate Dellin went up high and was able to come down with the ball and score.
Two things there, Brian. That was a great athletic move and great mental concentration to hold on to that football with double coverage.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, Jesse Resende has been off the mark all day. I mean, he's just not even been close to his receivers. The one time he was close, the receiver dropped the ball.
Here's the point after. Kick is up. Kick is good. So Brockton has the first advantage on this overtime. Now, I do know St. John has to score.
Yes,
no
they
ifs, ands, or buts about it. They will get the ball at the 10-yard line, and they will have their chance to score.
At the same side.
Same end zone, same area.
And
So-
this is where Brockton really has to shore up. They have to, 4 downs, they have to really buckle down. And they weren't able to score, break the tie in regulation. But they were able to score in overtime, and now they need to make a stop, make 4 stops.
So Brockton's defense must be on their A game, especially for the running attack of St. John's.
Yes, because St. John's running game has been very productive all day long.
And Brockton's got their heavy hitters up in there. That line is a big bunch. Okay, Darby runs out, throws out there, and incomplete. Nice coverage out there by Nate Dellin.
Yeah, there was excellent defense by Thelen against number 27, I believe it was Patrick Carroll.
So that brings up second down and goal from the 10-yard line for St. John's. That was a play that I didn't expect to happen.
And you know what? I know Brockton would love for them to keep going in the air.
Darby at quarterback, hands it off straight ahead, still going. And he gets down inside the 5 or close to the 5-yard line. Let's call it the 5 or 6 yard line for the running back there, Patrick Ryan. So that'll bring back third and goal.
And like I said, Brockton would love for them to keep going to the air.
I think on this particular play, Coach O'Leary for St. John's will try the running attack on this third down.
Yeah, it's been
I just got this
effective all
feeling
day.
their running is much more stronger than their passing. So let's see if they try to punch it in with the running attack. Gut check time for the defense of Brockton High. Nope, Darby rolls out, looking for somebody, and he's sacked. He is sacked by number 83, Joey G. Noel. Gets the big sack from behind.
That was huge. That was a huge play. That was the biggest play of the game for them to get a sack on that play right there and back them up. So now St. John's has called timeout. They're backed up. They've got one play to score
from the 12. From about the 12-yard line. Yep.
So
You're right, Brian. That was one of the biggest defensive plays of today because
of the game.
Instead of 5 yards into the end zone, now they got to go 12 yards.
Yes.
And they are a running football team.
And they only have one down.
They only got one play left. This is it.
That's it.
It doesn't get any better than this, folks.
This is when they should go. When St. John's will probably go to the air and hope for, if they don't get the reception, get a flag
Yeah.
and get another play from the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
So Brockton needs to, Coach Colombo, I'm sure, told his team to play smart, do not make pass interference, giving them the ball at the 1.
So here we go,
So here it
folks.
is.
We're in overtime, 14-7. St. John's has one play to put it in the end zone. And timeout, Brockton, as Coach Peter Colombo's playing a chess game with Coach O'Leary.
Yes, he is. And it's been a chess game all day, and it's been smash mouth chess game because, you know, the Eagles have been just moving the sticks on the ground. Brockton has been able to score with special teams and you know, some good running by Brockton as well. But it's down to one play.
Yep, again, Coach Peter Colombo's telling that defense, please put on your mental game, A-game faces on this last play. This is it. This is for all the marbles. This is to go home on a nice long ride back to Brockton, down
Yes.
128. And back on the field comes the Brockton defense. Darby at quarterback. Ryan in the backfield. Darby drops back, looks, throws, and it's incomplete. Game's over. The Boxers win. The Boxers win. They stay undefeated and continue on their quest as undefeated Super Bowl champs.
Yes, they definitely they were fortunate to come away with a victory today. They played hard, but they made enough mistakes today that they could have definitely been down by a number of points, but they were able to, with their resiliency and tenacity, continue to stay focused. Their defense shored up when they needed to, and they were able to hold St. John's to only 7 points.
And even though it wasn't a great Brockton High game played, the great thing about Coach Peter Colombo, he will take his team back and they will learn from this, and he will open their eyes up to let them know you're not all that in a bag of chips.
That's right.
You know, teams are out to get you, like you said earlier.
That's right.
Every team will be out to get you because you are the Division I Super Bowl champions.
That's right, definitely. And you know, they really showed a lot of heart. They had a couple chances to really falter, to lose confidence, and just fold. But they didn't do that. They stayed focused. They continued to play aggressively, play hard, and play through the mistakes.
So there you have it. Brockton High comes out of here with a victory. They are now 4-0 and continue on to the road to the Super Bowl. A great game. Again, 14-7. Brockton High takes it in overtime. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden here with the color. We'll see everybody next week. Good night, everyone.